Hello, I'm Dr. Derek Dryas, the AI avatar of my human creator. Today I want to take you back to a time no human alive has ever seen, but in geological time it was just yesterday. 13,000 years ago, this planet belonged to giants. Not myths, not campfire stories, real animals, what scientists like to call megafauna, mammoths with tusks longer than pickup trucks, a beaver the size of a bear, giant deer with 12-foot antlers, sloths so large they could look an elephant in the eye. A time so different that Florida was almost as big as Texas, and yes, Florida had camels. And then, almost overnight, they were gone. This isn't a story about animal extinction. This is a celebration of the greatest safari a human could ever go on, with animals so large, so strange, and so beautiful, they would quite literally take your breath away. And all of this happened just a few thousand years ago. So take a breath, step back in time with me, and let's walk through the lost world of the last ice age. 13,000 years ago, the world looked radically different. Across North America, Europe, and beyond, a menagerie of colossal creatures roamed landscapes that would feel eerily familiar to us today, just scaled up dramatically. And then, in what amounts to a geological blink, between about 12,900 and 10,000 years ago, most all of them vanished. This is the story of the megafauna and the mystery of their disappearance. North America, the Mammoth Steppe. Let's begin in North America. 13,000 years ago, much of the central continent was dominated by vast grasslands and open woodlands, what scientists call the Mammoth Steppe. And the name is well earned, because at that time, North America had 3 types of mammoths and one Mastodon. To the untrained person, you probably just say, wow, 4 types of elephants in America. And there were millions of them. The Columbian mammoth was the largest land mammal ever to walk North America. These animals stood up to 13 feet tall at the shoulder and weighed as much as 10 tons. To put that gently, if you were standing next to one, you would feel very tiny. The woolly mammoth. Further north lived the more famous cousin, slightly smaller at around 10 feet tall and 6 tons. Woolly mammoths were built for the cold. Dense fur, thick layers of fat, small ears to reduce heat loss. Pygmy mammoths, an island dwarfed version of its giant relatives. Standing only about 6 feet tall and weighing around 2,000 pounds, these mammoths shrank to match the limited resources of island life. And last of all, the American mastodon. Often confused with mammoths, mastodons were something entirely different. Forest specialists, slightly smaller, with shorter, straighter tusks and teeth designed for browsing rather than grazing. The Jefferson's ground sloth could stand up to 11 feet tall when reared on its hind legs. It weighed several tons and carried claws up to 8 inches long. Its massive tail acted like a third leg. In the deserts of the Southwest lived a smaller cousin, the Shasta ground sloth. Only about 300 pounds, these animals were agile, adapted to arid landscapes, and surprisingly picky eaters. Then there was the giant North American beaver. Imagine a beaver the size of a black bear, about 7 feet long and weighing over 225 pounds. Giant beavers lived in lakes and wetlands across North America. The armored armadillo. Picture a 10-foot long armadillo encased in solid bone. Glyptodonts were armored herbivores that looked like living tanks, protected by a shell of fused bony plates, and in some species a massive club-like tail. North America was once home to vast herds of grazing animals, many of them ancestors of species we now associate with entirely different continents. The ancient bison. Bison antiquus was larger than today's bison, standing 6 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing up to 3,500 pounds. These animals lived in massive herds of millions that could stretch across the horizon. Here's one that surprises people. Camels originated in North America. Yesterday's camel, Camelops, was a long-legged, grassland-adapted camel that roamed the plains and semi-arid regions of the continent. They were mixed feeders, grazing and browsing, and likely traveled in small herds. Horses and llamas. North America also hosted horses adapted to wetlands, grasslands, and open plains, along with llama-like camelids that grazed and browsed in herds. Together, these animals formed the backbone of the Ice Age food web. Estimates suggest that 30-plus megafauna species moved in vast herds across North America. Imagine modern African safari footage, millions of animals moving together. That's what North America looked like 13,000 years ago. And where there are herds, there are hunters. The American lion. The American lion was larger than any lion alive today, nearly 10 feet long and weighing up to 800 pounds. It was capable of taking down mammoths and giant sloths. Sabertoothed cat. Smilodon was built like a bulldozer with knives for teeth. Rather than chasing prey, it ambushed it, using massive forelimbs to wrestle animals to the ground before delivering precise, fatal bites. Heavier and more robust than modern wolves, dire wolves were pack hunters. Their fossils dominate places like the La Brea tar pits, a testament to how often predator and prey alike became trapped. Towering over them all was the short-faced bear. Standing up to 12 feet tall, this was the largest land carnivore ever to evolve. Fast, powerful, and wide-ranging, it was likely an omnivore, eating just about anything it could catch or claim. We'll never know the true number of animals lost around 12,900 years ago when the Younger Dryas began. Along with the giants, countless smaller species vanished, animals too small or too rare to leave fossil evidence. We live in the world of the survivors, but North America was only part of the story. Across the southern continents and beyond, evolution took even stranger turns. South America, strange giants. Megatherium was the largest ground sloth ever, 20 feet long and weighed up to 4 tons. It could rear up to reach vegetation 20 feet above the ground, using strength and claws rather than speed. Toxodon and Macrauchenia. Toxodon looked like a hippopotamus designed by committee, barrel-shaped, semi-aquatic, and likely a grazer of wetland. 10 feet long and 3 feet tall, weighing over 2 tons. Macrauchenia, on the other hand, looked like a llama mixed with a camel and had a trunk, an animal that defies easy classification even today. 10 feet long from nose to tail, and then there was Dudicurus, a 9-foot-long armadillo with a spiked tail club, weighing several tons, defense taken to its logical extreme. Eurasia, steppe giants. Across Eurasia, vast grasslands supported woolly rhinoceroses, giant deer with 12-foot antlers, cave lions, and giant steppe bison. These animals inspired cave art and early myth, powerful, dangerous, and deeply woven into human survival. Whether driven by catastrophic climate change, increased human pressure on already stressed herds, or a combination of forces, the megafauna disappeared, staggered, uneven, but relentless, and the world was never the same. Just look at the animals lost across every continent. The scale of it is staggering. The giants of the last ice age are gone, but they're not truly lost. They live on in fossils, in landscapes, and in the lessons they left behind. They remind us that even the most powerful creatures are not immune to change, and that ecosystems can unravel faster than anyone expects. For me, the big takeaway is this: our world 13,000 years ago had an abundance of land and an abundance of strange, beautiful, and giant creatures. And when we look at the world today, there are only a few giant creatures left. And you must go to Africa to see what the megafauna herds look like. This is Dr. Derek Dryas. If this kind of content interests you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the past, present, and future. Stay curious and let's get started.